What's good? What's good? What's up? Welcome to another video, another review of That Crazy Show by Love Talk with the Garçons. I am Irvin's Garçon.
And this is Ian Garçon. Welcome to our review of episode 10, season 12.
Let's get into it. Cue the intro. So we actually missed the first 5 or 7 minutes of the episode, so hopefully nothing crazy happened. All we remember is Paige and Chris were playing basketball. I guess that's where we're starting today. What are we theming this one?
I didn't even see that part. You saw it. So I don't even know what happened.
But what are we theming this episode? Give Jacob a hug.
I don't even think so.
Or hug strangers.
I don't even want her to give him a hug anymore.
Wow.
No.
All right. Just before we get into it, we're going to ask you guys, as always, to remember to subscribe to this channel if you have not yet done so. Shame on you. To like this video, to comment, to also hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post something. And as always, remember to share this with 5 people.
All right, so let's get right into it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we always start with Claire and Ryan.
Is that by habit or that's how they always start the show?
They don't. They always start with some different people.
Oh, so you like starting with Slick Back.
Yeah, I do. So now, Clara is just in this funk. I don't know if you guys see it, but
Yeah, she
looks defeated. Yeah. She's not happy. Like, she tries to put smiles here and there because, you know, Slickback is always smiling. And so sure. I guess she wants him to think that, not to think, but she doesn't want to really show how much she's frustrated about where they are.
Maybe she doesn't she want to be a nuisance.
Okay.
Or nag. Or
yeah, right?
One of those things
and so
that
it's
wives
like she's
don't want to come across as.
It feels like she's just kind of taking it. And it's really depressing to her. It's even showing on her face. Like, she was always that giddy type of person. And now, more often than not, you see her like, you know, she already has a permanent frown. I don't know if you guys see it. It's even more and prominent.
I thought I was the mean one.
No, like, come on, you know what I mean. I'm sure you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's almost like she doesn't feel attractive. She doesn't feel like he really likes her. And even when he says something like, he calls her pal. Like, why did you call me pal?
Hey,
like,
buddy.
Because if I don't feel like you like me, whatever you say, I'm gonna examine. Like, I'm gonna really pay attention to everything you say. And so, why are you calling me pal? She didn't like that. I wouldn't like it either.
What's up, homie?
I mean, sometimes you call me bro, but you have sex with me, so like, I know you like me.
I don't call you bro not having sex with you though. That's like, whoa.
So it's almost like he likes her, but he doesn't know how to show it. Or, I don't know. It just seems like this is Ryan's first relationship.
Possibly.
I don't know if he has any history of relationships. Like, did they talk about that?
I don't know. And the jury is still out about his virginity. Right?
Because the way he's acting is very one-time-ish.
Yeah.
You know? But they know how to hold the heck out of hands. Like, he's like that Derek Jackson guy with his wife.
This is how Ryan has sex.
They will hold... Stop. They will hold the heck out of hands, bro. Yeah, like,
ooh, this is it.
Stop. No, they're like, and he holds her hand very tight.
And again, I don't think it's editing. I know we've been blaming editing a lot this entire season. We tend to say maybe they edited that way. I don't think so. The editors are not that good. What we see is what we're getting with those two.
But I think eventually he's going to turn around and he's going to show us that, you know what? All that you thought I really wasn't. I was actually really processing because I really want to spend the rest of my life with this girl and I want to take my time.
Sure.
So Ryan and Clara, they end up on a date with Virginia and Eric.
But for me, Virginia and Eric are not it's not a couple I would want to hang out with. They're very pushy. They pushy in the sense of they push their view on you. They trying to sound like it's counsel. It doesn't sound like counsel. It sound like pressure. Hello, remember the blow up that they caused between Chris and Paige at the dinner when they're on the honeymoon is because they're so pushy. Like, chill.
So now, as they're on this date, you know, Ryan speaks. Like, he talks like he really likes her, but he just doesn't show it much. Like, I don't even think I've seen them kiss until like the very final. No, and he didn't kiss her. He kissed her forehead when they were watching the video of the wedding.
Yeah, it's funny because I've been thinking about this, and this is very serious. I'm very serious. I've been thinking about this for a while, and actually somebody posted a picture on Facebook, almost like a Snapchat filter, where they actually remove his beard and shave your beard. Your beard is struggling. It's like there's mad gaps in your beard. This is a beard, right, Ann?
It's a beard.
Yeah, Ryan, your beard, you actually look better. They actually took a filter and they actually shaved his beard, and you look younger, and his beard is struggling. Like, there's like too many gaps.
But what does that have to do with what?
That's important. That's holding him back from having sex.
Why?
It just is. Sometimes, like, beard make you more ferocious. I don't think it's confident about his beard, so it's not confident about that. There's a correlation. Think about it. You wouldn't understand.
I didn't think you were going to take it there.
You're not a man. You got to think about it.
So now Virginia shares with them.
Your beard is struggling, making your sex struggle.
Virginia, she shares that she told her baby that she loves him, and then he said it back. Sometimes sharing your highs can make someone else, you know, who is in a low place.
I think that's the part I was referring to, the pushy about the I love you, because they know that Ryan hasn't said it. I think that's one part of the pressure and pushy Virginia and Eric's situation that took place with those two.
Yeah, so try to, especially when you know someone is in the dumps, you know, like to constantly share your highs. It, you know.
But it's still, I mean,
not that you should, you know, you should refrain from sharing those things, but also take into account that person may not really.
But you know, I put anything into perspective.
Be able to receive that.
Putting in perspective, though, Clara, it's still early. It's 1 month.
It is.
Who falls in love in a month? Even though
I don't think it's love. Remember, she doesn't want love. She just wants sex because she doesn't connect sex to love.
Right, but she also wants him to say, I love you. Has she said I love you?
She said if it's 6 months comes around and he didn't say it, she's out.
Oh, all right.
So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We're gonna make our predictions at the end of the video. So let's move on to Virginia and Eric. So they open up with a picnic, and she wanted to do something special for him. And then, like, they're very lovey-dovey, and they're, like, kissing and stuff. And then they bring up topics that just make them blow up. Like, that's what makes me know, like, you can't keep brushing these things under the rug.
And that's their philosophy, right?
Because, like, you're happy for, like, 5 minutes, but then you blow up because you bring up something that really needs to be talked about. But then you say, okay, let's push it to the side. It will never work. It won't.
That is their marital philosophy, especially Eric, is about that.
And that's why it's not working. That's why he's constantly like, you know, he constantly looks like he's a boss or a dad because the way he talks to her. Unresolved issues. So she talks about how she doesn't want to live in his house. I don't know why she really doesn't want. She just says she would feel uncomfortable. And then, but she rents, he owns, and he's like, it doesn't make any sense.
Like, what he's saying makes a lot of sense.
It does.
If I already have a house, we're married, and we have equity on this place already, why go for another mortgage? You know, that process, you don't know. He probably has a pretty good interest rate right now.
Yeah.
Having to start all over and, you know, to put up his house right now up for sale is a process.
I don't know if it's more so what he's saying than how he's saying.
No, I agree.
You know, I feel like he's saying everything you said, but not in that way.
He's making her sound like she's dumb.
Yes, that's why she said, well, I know this stuff. I know what you're saying.
Like, stupid or something?
I know this. I've done this before. But, like, okay, but, like, what you're saying is right. But it's how you're approaching it or how you're delivering that message that's making her not want to listen, not want to hear you.
I think what Virginia was trying to do is, I want us to buy this place together, our place. But what Eric was saying make a lot of sense too. This can become our place, you know.
But she's like, okay, I have to give up my place. It's not fair that I have to give up my place and you don't have to give up yours. I have to just come to you.
You're coming to a house that's building equity
I know.
versus you being a renter.
Someone else needs to talk to her about that because she's not receiving it from him. She's not, because he just doesn't know how to really say it in a way that will, make her.
Because he's being a dad.
He's being a dad. So once again, they say, okay, well, we'll put this to the side and we'll talk about it another time. But this is clearly an important issue because you're about to get, like, unless you're saying, okay, I'm not going to stay married. Because if you're going to stay married, this is going to have to be an issue that you talk about, like, immediately. Yeah. So it's their 1 month anniversary.
Everybody's 1 month anniversary.
Yeah. And he's flying the plane. I think it was cute that was the date because she, that's his passion and she gets to really see him in his element. But then after they get off the plane,
they went to their pictures.
Yeah. She was like, let's pop some champagne. His little snide remark. He's like, oh, you want to get straight to that? Of course you do. But then
got a drinking problem.
So then she pulls out the gift that she gets for him, and it's this huge blanket with her face on it.
And a dog.
And his reaction.
That was a big sheet. That was a big face.
Yeah, his reaction was a little funny. But then he was like, I love it. I love it. But then what he gets her is...
I think that was creative. That was creative.
If I got that for you, babe, how would you feel?
He's a pilot. Pilot use coordinates, so is that something that he's familiar with?
Oh, I didn't connect that with the pilot.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't connect it with him being a pilot.
Pilots don't put address in GPS. They use coordinates when they're flying.
Okay, now I can understand.
Maybe,
honestly,
maybe she didn't get it. Maybe she didn't get it either.
Maybe she didn't, because the way...
Yeah, it was the coordinates where they met.
Okay, now that makes sense. Mm-hmm. That was kind of smooth. Okay, because she said, I love it. I don't know if she had to say that because she wanted him to feel good, but like...
That's a question piece, though. Every time somebody comes to your house and asks, what the hell is that? You have to explain it to people. People are like, I don't know.
But I do love how vocal she is. No matter how many times he tries to, like, shut her up or make her feel like she doesn't know what she's talking about, like he knows better. She's very vocal about her feelings and she doesn't hold back. So that's amazing.
That's what teenagers do with their parents. I feel like you're watching a teenage daughter with her dad. Yeah,
she's very vocal. Like she knows, she speaks her mind, and that's what relationships are about. You shouldn't be nervous to bring up anything with your partner. So now we get to Paige, Haley, and Brianna, who are on a little girls' lunch or luncheon or whatever. And so they're just sharing, where they are in their relationships. And then Brianna starts speaking about how she's having hesitations. And but not hesitations of like I don't want to be with him, hesitations of like, is this really like gonna work, or and I feel like the hesitations are stemming from his anger issue, like his whole marriage, emotional instability.
Your whole marriage is a hesitation,
Vincent gives her like reassurance, whatever she's, having any sketchy feelings about, he gives her reassurance that, things are going to be okay, which is, a beautiful thing. Haley starts talking about how she's trying, but I don't really feel like she is trying. Like she comes off like she knows the right things to say. She knows what the camera wants to hear. She knows what people should say that are in this process, who know that they're gonna leave, but they want to just kind of make it to the end of the process, just to say that they did it. I don't feel like she really is trying. I'm sorry.
I guess in her mind, the definition of trying is still being there. But anyway.
Yeah, but that's not working. You know what I'm saying? Like that. All right, we'll get to them in a second. But now Paige starts to share, and like Paige is really like, guys, we gotta give it up for Paige. Paige, listen, hear me out. Paige would make a really, really great wife. She would. She would support her man. I feel like she would be at his beck and call. Like she would take care of him. She would pray over that man. She would feed that man. She would speak life into him, because that's the nature that she possesses. Like, that's who she is. But for the right person. You know what I'm saying? And like, I feel like she has stuck it out this long because,
but she mentioned
it's almost like, you know,
she mentioned
she's been,
she mentioned it during that time with the girls, that she's over romanticizing marriage. Maybe that's not even the right word, but in a marriage, that's what's supposed to happen, and you're supposed to do this stuff. You're supposed to hang tough. I don't know.
I mean, that's a whole different video in itself about how much pressure is not, I would say pressure is placed on women, especially women of God, and their roles in a relationship. It's almost like they are the ones who are told, they're the ones who are told that they have to hold the relationship.
I think
we are the ones that have to get on our knees and pray. We're the ones that have to stick it out and to go forth and to be the woman that God has called us to be, to win over our husband. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of pressure
pressure being applied to someone to do something is one thing, but the person having a built misconception about how things are supposed to be, that's something completely different.
Where does the misconception come from, though?
I mean, it could come from what she's seen, what she's witnessed, right? But when you say pressure, it's like somebody is putting a gun to her head, say, you need to do this, you need to stick this out. But she has a misconception that I'm supposed to hang tough regardless of what happened. It's similar, but at the same time different. You know what I'm saying?
But it's not just her. You know what I mean? Like, because you see how gung-ho she is about her faith. Like, she is hanging on to her faith no matter what. And she even says, God placed me here. I'm going to be the wife that he called me to be.
But God didn't. You did the application, sis. You went and got interviewed. God, you can't tell me that God told you to go get married at first sight. I'm sorry.
But can God lead somebody into
Nah, because God has too much respect for marriage for it to be like a whim type of thing. I don't want to get too over spiritual about it, but to go on a whim and just go ahead and do this, there's a process.
But what about for those that it works for?
Good luck to them. They were probably in the better place than where Paige is right now. Anywho, continuing.
We got deep there for a second. So now Paige drops a bomb on them, like every time that she's with the girl. She tells them about the car and how, Chris bought Mercedes a car, and she was like really saying things to them that we felt like she should have been saying to Chris. Not sure if they edited that part out where she was like, if you're going to do something like that, you need to consult with your wife. Like, you're treating me like a friend and not like a wife. Like, that's a decision we should make together.
They're not even friends. They're like, what's up? They're acquaintances.
Yeah. So one thing she said was, I'm having a hard time separating getting to know you with everything I already know about you. Because, they're trying to start over. And so, like, she's like, I know all this stuff about you. It's hard for me to... That's what happens when trust gets broken in a relationship. It's not that you don't want to trust the person anymore, but it's hard to get over what has happened to really try to give them
colors.
That open door again.
Yeah, she's seen his true colors, and it's not pretty.
All right, so moving on to Brianna and Vincent. Now, she almost didn't use the baby voice, guys. Almost. She did it like 3 times though. But that's better than before. She probably heard me.
They had a good episode this week.
They really did. They really did.
If Vinny really organized that, props to him, because that was pretty dope. That was a really good.
It was nice so nice. A decorated boat. And I'm like, yo, Vinny, you keep doing all these nice stuff. You're gonna run out of things to do. You guys are only 1 month in. Like, save some stuff for later on. But anyway, he gets her a boat ride, and he's taking really good care of her. The way he looks at her and always wants to hug and kiss her. Like, I'm sure all the other wives are like feeding to that.
I'm still questioning whether or not it's real or if it's just putting on the show for the camera. And I think he doesn't love her, but he's being extra because the camera's there.
I mean, I don't know. It could be. I hope not. But now they're, they're in the boat and they're watching their video and they're, having dinner, and then like I have nothing to say. They had a really good episode.
Popping bottles.
He said, let's try it again this time. And I was like, uh-oh. She's like, you got it this time. Champagne Vinny. I thought that was cute. Yeah, so Brianna and Vincent, keep it up. You guys you guys had a really good one. And I feel really strong about you guys. All right, moving on to Haley and Jacob. So they open up and they're getting their cards read because I guess Haley needs to know if this is something that I need to stick out for. Like, if there's any hope, like if there's anything in the future, anything. And so the tarot lady, right? That's what they call them?
Miss Cleo. Calling me now.
So she's telling them that there actually is compatibility there. And how there are certain things that they just need to let go of. Like Haley needs to let go of control. And Jacob, what did she say about Jacob?
She didn't say anything about it. Jacob was agreeing that maybe, okay, as she's letting go of control, maybe I'm going to let go of from being so pushy, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Yes,
and
definitely.
for expecting so much so quickly.
Yeah.
So he was, I don't think she told him that. I think she came to that realization. So his thing was, I won't be as pushy as you're also letting go of control, letting things happen more naturally. I think that's the issue with Haley. She's not letting her guards down for nothing. Then is it just because she's not attracted to him? To me, I don't see the connection. But in a way, I do. If you're not attracted to somebody, can you truly be lovey-dovey with them? But I don't even think she's being nice, like courteous. It feels like a staff meeting. They're so not organic.
Yeah.
They're so not organic. It's like.
But I could see them getting there, though. Like, I could see them getting there if she would really open up. Yeah. But she's not willing to open up because she just doesn't like him.
Jacob is hurt because he feel like the first 4 days of the wedding, of the marriage, she was putting up a front. So now I feel like it was played, that she wasn't being honest with him.
And I don't blame Jacob for his decision. Yeah. Like, I don't blame him for even what he said. Like, I've been trying, but you haven't been giving me anything. Yeah. So I'm gonna pull back.
And I think he made a statement of frustration at the dinner because, as they're agreeing to keep trying at this, he had an honest moment. How? Exactly how? What are we gonna be doing? We're not doing anything now.
Because she keeps saying, yeah, so we'll try. We'll see what happens. He's like, no. He's like,
we checked everything off already that we could be doing.
He said, you won't even give me a hug, bro. Like, a hug?
You should give strangers hugs.
Like, you won't give me a hug. She
give him a hug.
He's like, it's not a kiss. You're not giving me anything to work with. Like, it's a hug. Well, how do you cringe at a hug? Come on, not even that, Haley. He's a person. Yeah. His self-esteem must be so shot right now because he's like, I've never been in a relationship where somebody wasn't attracted to me. Because he's not an ugly guy, like we said before.
It's not even singing in a cocky way either.
So it's not always about looks. It's not. But Haley, you not giving him nothing to work with. Nothing.
Okay, so how should she be with him? There's no attraction. How would you be with your partner if you're in that situation and there's no attraction for you?
If there's no attraction, and now this is the thing. I know she doesn't want to give him the impression that something could happen if she really knows deep down in her heart that it's not.
Because that backfired already.
Exactly. So I don't expect her to be hugging up on him and kissing and stuff. But I do feel like she should be like, okay, we are in this process. I need to give it my 110% so that when I leave, I can be like I gave it my all. Or that you don't have, you can say that I gave it my all and it just didn't work out. So I would try to just, do some type of intimacy just to see if something could happen.
This is going to be a long, this will be a longer segment. My question is, how do you work on attraction? You can work on a lot of things in a relationship or marriage.
Mm-hmm.
How do you work on being attracted to somebody?
I've never been put in that position to
That's
have
what
to
I'm
do
saying.
that. So I can understand. But now you just gotta, honestly, you just gotta make your mind work. You gotta make your mind work. You know that this is not just a relationship. Like you're married to this person right now, just for a couple of months. You have to do something to get there. You have to do, and I feel like she's not doing anything in her mind, like to try to get there. Like I would even, something as simple as, okay, let's just hold hands and close our eyes.
But even that,
closing your eye,
attraction, like connection, attraction, all even that.
But this is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes a physical touch, it doesn't have to be a sexual one. A form of physical touch can kind of like spark something in you. You know, even just holding hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like, or even like just kind of see what it will do. Instead of not doing it at all, see what will happen if you try this.
Yeah.
Okay, you had sex. That was just extreme. You went way too far, too soon. But now, see what holding his hand will do to you. If you don't feel like you like it, keep that to yourself and be like, okay, you know, let's try something else.
Yeah, because remember when the hug activity stopped because Jigga feel like she's disgusted every time she has to hug him.
Yeah, right? Like, open yourself up to try. Just try. That's what this is about. Like, you're not trying.
They need to swap. Slickback and Clara, they should do swipe wives. Wife swap.
So Jacob and Clara?
Yeah, because they would probably be going in every single day. Whereas Slickback and Haley probably still trying to get to.
She'll be way too tall for Slickback though.
They'll be having staff meetings.
Jacob, I'm sorry. Not even a hug.
Receive it, virtual hug.
All right, guys. Let's end it off with Paige and Chris.
Bye. Ending.
So I came in a little late. I do know that they did play basketball. Irvin says that he didn't even let her win.
Yo, he beat her 5-zip, I think. He didn't even let her try to take a shot. Nothing.
You don't be letting me win when we play.
You actually can score. You play. You play.
He did not let her win. He didn't even let her win in pool.
She made sure she wore something.
Did he win in pool or did she win?
He did.
Oh.
She made sure she wore something shapely, though.
That's something else. Paige was showing out.
Paige been trying to show the
She been coming out. I'm like, okay, woman of God.
Except for that video when she was being interviewed and she looked a hot mess.
No, why she put that wig on?
Insert picture here, if I can find it.
No, Paige, that was disrespectful. That wasn't okay.
Bro.
You already know how people are on the internet.
Bro.
And you're going to come on national TV. You know, everybody's watching the show.
Yeah.
With a wig that looked like that?
She looked a hot mess. Her face looked... Everything.
No.
She didn't look good.
No. See what you did, Chris?
But during the episode, she was wearing as many tight things as possible.
Showing off her skin, showing off her belly. I was like, oh, okay, that's what we doing? Let me see if I can win him over with my body. That's what we doing?
There was still no real reaction from him either.
It wasn't. So after they played basketball, you know, they're sitting down and they're talking, whatever, and then she approaches him about all the other engagements that he's had. And he was like, you know, trying to explain, you know, Chris, you never understand what Chris is saying. Chris is always saying bunch of mumbo jumbo. But then he says, I'm not trying to quit right now or anything. You keep contradicting yourself. What do you mean you're not trying to quit? But you already spoke to a divorce lawyer. I'm also
not trying to start. I ain't trying to quit or start. I'm a quad. Quit and start at the same time.
Quad.
I'm a quad.
But then she's like, I knew there was a reason why we were matched together. Tell me. She says, I knew there was a reason why we were matched together.
Tell us.
Tell us, Paige.
He don't like you. He think you ugly. he doesn't want to talk to you on the phone. He doesn't call. So you're calling on the phone.
I don't want to.
Homie got mad because she didn't pick up his one phone call.
But no, this is the thing. He didn't just say one phone call. He said it was multiple calls that she didn't pick up.
In that one day, probably.
But why doesn't she want to pick up? She doesn't want to deal with your foolery. Maybe that's why. But now you're trying to use that to really take an out? That's what I was upset about. I was upset, Paige, that you allowed him to dictate what was going to happen with the relationship. Yeah. But you allowed him to say we're done.
That's what a narcissist does. They find the smallest thing that will help them in their victimization thing. Like try to play the victim. So whatever it is, they're going to harp on that to be like, yeah, this is what you did. That's why you have to call them out on their BS. But here's the one thing Chris said that I'm wondering if it deserves some kind of like, based on what he was saying. He said or claimed he's been trying to hang out with her outside of filming, outside of the camera, I guess to build something. But she refuses to do so. It's always about, she's always, everything that, all the interactions should be on camera. Now, I don't know the rules of that show. I don't know how much.
Maybe she wanna hold him accountable for his stupid behavior. She don't trust him outside the camera space.
I don't know how much they're allowed to hang out outside of filming. I don't know, because I don't know if the cameras are always there 24/7. But if being away from the camera will be what help you guys establish what you're looking for, you might have a point. Why isn't Paige agreeing to it? Again, is Chris playing the victim? It's like, okay, you didn't call into my phone call, and I asked you to go get a gum once off camera. You said no, so now you're a terrible person. Again, that's what a narcissist does. They try to blame the person, not taking any accountability, and they find whatever small thing that they can and magnify it, right?
Yeah.
To play victim. So, but if there is some truth where that was his effort, let's just get away from these cameras and just work on us, and you never want to go, then it could have a little bit of a,
But for that to be what causes you to just say, okay, we're done?
Classic.
A phone call?
Classic.
When you went and got your baby mama pregnant?
Before you met her.
Okay. Been talking to her on our honeymoon.
Okay.
And bought her a car.
Yeah.
Had me sit down and meet with her to say that, oh, you guys are trying to work things out.
Yeah.
Telling me that you call a divorce lawyer.
Okay.
Without me even knowing.
Okay. Never mind.
Then you want to bring me fried chicken?
She liked it in Bible study.
Then you want to come to Bible study with no Bible?
He has his phone.
Chris, go sit down somewhere. He
has an app on his phone.
No, but you were not prepared to do anything.
He had the Bible app. Yeah, that's the thing. He always make her go first.
Everything.
Even praying,
pool, like everything.
You break.
I don't know. I'm not okay with this. But, I do feel like, Paige, you're free.
She's not. She's stuck.
Whom the Son sets free, truly free indeed.
She's in bondage.
And he just set you free, okay? There's one thing that Paige said. The reason why she didn't respond to his calls was because she's with her mom. Where your mom at? Why your mom never showed up? Why your mom? What did she say to you? Did she let you know how bad you looked?
Maybe her mom is one that's giving her those Christian lessons. Stick it out.
Because her family is nowhere to be found in all of this.
Fellowship in the Lord's suffering.
Anyway, so while he says, then he starts talking about his emotional needs aren't being met. And how, she don't want to connect with him. And he said,
that's what
I don't have a connection with you.
That's what they do. That's what narcissists do.
But then you just said, I'm going to go back to my notes. You just said, I'm not trying to quit right now or anything.
He's trying to court.
What are you saying?
What
are you saying? Anyway, so Paige finally lets it out and she starts crying. It's like the first time I've seen Paige cry. She needs to just let that out. She cries and she's like, I just can't. I can't. And then, let me just drop this because
I'm gonna sit back.
production. You know she just broke up with the man. Why would you allow her to sit there, go through the photos, and watch the video? That was wrong. That was abusive. And you should be ashamed of yourselves.
She could have said no. I don't want to watch it.
I feel like they forced him to do things though.
Not Chris. Chris shows up whenever he want to show up.
That's unacceptable. That was not nice. She's sitting there, and then you want to show the clip of her hair on wrong. Come on, why y'all doing Paige like that?
Why is Paige doing her stuff like that?
No, that's not okay. I don't respect that at all. That is not okay. They should not have done that to her. She should not have to watch the video, number one. And number two, you should have kept that. Notice.
That's the only time they should have.
Only time. Yeah. Only time. One shot of that with the hair on. Why? Because they know it was messed up. What did she even say during that shot that was so important for them to include that in the episode?
Hopefully we don't see any kind of...
What did she even say?
Hopefully we don't see any more footages from that when she looked that way.
They better not. They better edit it right now. It was a really, really bad choice.
Yeah.
Really bad choice. All right. So let's make our predictions. So this means they're going to stay married, and this means they're going to get a divorce. All right? Ready? Clara and Ryan. 1, 2, 3. Babe, you got to do it on 3, bro.
I have to think.
No. How much time do you need to think for them?
5.
Clara and Ryan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Babe, it's either or, honey.
I think if you just say I love you and it pop her cherry, then they'll be okay.
She got no cherry to pop. It's been popped. Yeah. But sorry.
Her cherry has turned into an apple.
No, that's not nice. Anyway. Babe, no, you gotta choose one. It's either or. You can't choose middle. You can't be maybe.
Go. All right.
Clara and Ryan. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Virginia and Eric. 3, 2, 1. Yes, I also think they're gonna get married.
They're not gonna be happy, but I think
they're gonna stick it out. But remember, there was Jamie and Beth. They were a mess. A mess, I tell you. But they stayed together. So anything's possible. All right. Brianna and Vincent. 3, 2, 1. Yes, definitely. Definitely. Haley and Jacob. Come on, don't even count.
I don't think Haley's gonna get out of it. It doesn't take you that long to be attracted to your partner. Anyway.
Yeah, they're done. They're done now. The episode ended with them really being done. She was like, he said, you don't ever have to see me again. You don't ever have to see me after 4 weeks. Yep. Yeah. And finally, Paige and Chris.
For her sake, I hope they don't. I hope she leaves.
So we got 3 out of 5.
Yep.
We got 3 out of 5. Hopefully, our predictions are correct. I love to see the marriages really flourish. But we'll see.
We shall. All right, y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in to another review of Married at First Sight with us. Love Talks with the Garçons. We appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the interaction, all the comments, all the likes. Continue to do it for us. And don't forget to check out our other content. I have nothing to do with Married at First Sight.
And we will be putting out more content even in the middle of our Married at First Sight videos.
This is taking a lot of our time.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, we have kids, our baby. We have a little baby and 2 older ones. So that takes a lot of time. We're shooting right now past midnight just because the baby is asleep. But more stuff coming your way. Go check out what we posted so far. And as always, don't forget to
like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out another video, and share it with 5 people. Until next time, guys. Deuces.